I am in the Basilica of Sant'Antonio, in the chapel dedicated to him, to be precise. His tomb is located here, and every day thousands and thousands of people come here to invoke Sant'Antonio's help to obtain some special grace, a healing, the birth of a child, a decent job, a wife or a husband with whom to set up a happy family, and many, many times even to recover their lost faith. But why do all these people turn specifically to Sant'Antonio? Well, what do you do when you are experiencing trouble? You turn to the people who love you, relatives, friends. Well, all those who come to pray to Sant'Antonio consider him their best friend, a friend who is very close to God and is always ready to help them. This is the hall of the Museum of the Antonian Devotion. This is the entrance. This museum collects hundreds of ex-votos donated by the faithful in gratitude for graces received through the intercession of Sant'Antonio. They are all objects that testify to birth, healings, conflict resolution, and escapes from dangers. This collection of these testimonies of faith and love gives us a clear idea of the extent of the devotion to Sant'Antonio. It also constitutes an interesting journey into the evolution of religious sensibility through the centuries. But now please follow me inside, because I would like to show you an interesting and precious painting that tells us of a grace granted by the saint back in 1876 to the Apostolic Vicar of Constantinople, today Istanbul in Turkey. It is June the 13th, 1876, the feast of Sant'Antonio, and the Apostolic Vicar of Constantinople, His Excellency Archbishop Antonio Maria Grasselli, is delivering his homily in the Church of Sant'Antonio of Pera, a suburb of Constantinople. In that very moment, the Archbishop resident is being attacked by a gang of thugs, armed to the teeth. The Archbishop's brave servants invoke the saint's help, and alone and unarmed, managed to drive off the ferocious robbers, who, in their terror, leave a sharp dagger on the ground. What could have frightened them to the point of giving up their evil intentions? Certainly, only something extraordinary. In the painting, we see the two salient points of the drama represented in a single glance. On the one hand, the Archbishop who is preaching in the Church of Sant'Antonio, and on the other hand, the servants putting the thugs to flight. In this incredible turn of events, the Archbishop and his collaborators see the evident intervention of Sant'Antonio, who in the painting appears in flight above the Archbishop's residence, as if he wanted to protect it. Also inserted into the picture's frame is the two-edged dagger with the bone handle, with which one of the thugs wanted to frighten and perhaps kill some of the Archbishop's cooperators. The Museum of Antonian Devotion collects thousands and thousands of testimonies that speak of events in which the people involved witnessed God's intervention in their lives through the intercession of Sant'Antonio. It is this tender gesture of love through which God makes them, but also us, understand that He really cares for our lives. The Lord, in His great love, can even go so far as to overcome even the laws of nature with extraordinary interventions that cannot be explained by science. For example, God can make a healing despite the fact that it was considered scientifically impossible. And now, in front of His tomb, let us turn our prayer directly to Sant'Antonio. Dear Sant'Antonio, please enter our homes and put oil in the lamp of our weak faith. Help us to pass on to our neighbor the only thing that really matters, faith in Jesus Christ. Amen.